Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. It is the last Monday of November, and I'm a little excited because I won't say December is one of my favorite months, but I do like the holiday vibe that December brings. And I am very happy that we're coming to the end of 2020. Although I have no idea what 2021 has in store, but I'm happy that 2020 is coming to an end. Bear with me. I'm about to pull up this live stream on my phone. So all of those of you who are watching on my personal page, I can see your comments. Making sure I can see everything. Bam, that's up. So it's Monday and it's Cyber Monday, which means you can still get your ticket to the Creatress Summit. You guys bear with me. I'm trying to set this phone up and I don't know how to get this to work. You know what? I have a little thing right here. This is what happens. All right, boom. Let's start again. Hey everyone, happy Monday. Happy Cyber Monday. It is Cyber Monday, which means you can still get your pass to the Creatress Summit. I'm going to pop this up so you can see it. So I know that I've been talking about like starting a new series on the lives and everything like that, but I'm not going to do that just yet. You're going to have to wait just a little bit longer for that. Because today I kind of want to give you an extended Creatress chat. I kind of want to give you kind of a sneak peek of what to expect at the Creatress Summit. I don't have any sessions that are going to be at the Creatress Summit 2021 just yet because I'm still choosing speakers. Howsoever, I do have amazing sessions that I can share with you guys. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. I do have a session that I'm going to share with you that was from the Creatress Summit 2020, which is amazing. So you can kind of get like an idea of what the content will be at the summit and will kind of entice you to get your pass before doors close tonight at 11:59. So buckle in. This is going to be a longer Creatress chat. Usually I'm only on here for like 10 to 15 minutes, but today is going to be, y'all going to be stuck with me for a little while because I want to show you guys this and kind of like give you a sneak peek what to expect at the Creatress Summit. What can you get over our 5 days of being together and learning together and empowering each other and just supporting each other and building community. So the session I'm going to share with you guys today is from a speaker from this past year. Her name is Yana Reynolds. She's a podcaster. She hosts a podcast with her cousin called Melanated Conversations, and she is just amazing. And she did a session at the past summit called 5 Questions to Ask Before Starting Your Podcast. I know we've been kind of like on the podcast wave lately, so I thought this would be a good session to kind of tease. So I'm going to play the session. It's about 20 minutes long, but it's so much valuable information. It was an amazing session. It was one of many amazing sessions, I will say. So I'm going to try and hook this up. Bear with me. I'm going to add this in here. And then I am going to push play and hopefully you guys hear the sound. And then after this is done, I'll hop back in and ask any questions. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So enjoy the session. I'm going to rewatch it and take notes because it was so valuable the first time I watched it. So I'm excited to watch it again. And yeah, let's do this, guys. Let's do this.
Thank you for joining today. This session is for those of us that are seeking to grow their brand through the avenue of podcasting. We'll address what I consider to be the fundamental 5 questions, along with actionable tips to center your focus before you make the bold move to become a podcaster. Now, while I feel that anyone can podcast, I also feel that podcasting may not I wish I'd known or thought to consider before starting my own show. So let's get started. And just quick side note, I just wanted to just say this. Podcasting is fun and is a great way to build authority around your gift while offering that intimate connection with your tribe of followers. If podcasting is one of those things on your to-do list this year, let's get to conquering that goal. So you're finally ready. You've convinced yourself after listening in and tuning in to your favorite shows that you've subscribed to week after week. You've finally been bitten by the podcast bug. You're pumped. You're ready to put your own voice out there for the people. You're like, it's finally time. I'm ready to start that podcast. I know you have that itching. But before you get that good Amazon shopping urge, let's dig deeper into the core elements of your show. So put your credit card down, go hang up your purse, close that shopping browser, and come gather around the table with me so we can have a little girl chat. And after we finish and you still are feeling that vibe and you're ready to heat up that credit card in my TI voice, you can have whatever you like. So let's go. After our time today, you should have gained some perspective around the following as we will chat about discovering your niche, outlining your show goals and the purpose for your show, identifying your audience, weighing the time investment around your show, and putting together some core elements around your show's production. My hope is that you will walk away with a deeper analysis around if podcasting is the avenue for you before you make the financial investment. So, before you make the purchase, let's first discover your purpose. And excuse my manners, before we get started, let me introduce myself. I know what it's like for someone to walk all up and through your home and not speak. That is not me. I'm a Southern girl, and it's embedded in my DNA to show you a little Southern hospitality. So, a little bit about me. I'm Yana, podcast lunch strategist, podcast host, and writer. I'm the founder and CEO of Levels to Lunch, a podcast lunch consulting firm where we take you from dreaming to streaming and help you find your voice, shape your message, and level up your brand by leveraging the power of podcasting. Now, I co-host wonderful show, if I do say so myself, along with my wonderful cousin called Melanated Conversations. And each and every week, we amplify the voices and personal stories of Black women. Now, we've been doing this thing for a little less than a year now. And we've been sharing stories from women all around the world with our listeners in over 40 countries. Just recently, our show charted in the top 200 at 176 for shows in the documentary category. So we're excited about that. It's just amazing what our grassroots project has taken us with the show and how this was all accomplished by our own merit because we utilized the formula that I'm sharing with you today. So, you ready to get into it? Let's kickstart things with our first question. Number one, what is your niche or niche? Depends on how you say it, tomato, tomato. I say niche, but what is it? Your niche, from my perspective, is often buried underneath the things that tie with your passion. So, we're going to take some time to truly discover that. This is an important step because it's the light that sparks the flame of fire. Great podcast content naturally formulates when you focus on an area that truly interests you. If you aren't passionate about the content you're discussing, your listeners won't be as well. So your topic should be interesting enough for you to speak about it in different ways as you grow with your show. Now, it doesn't have to be this super deep philosophy. It could really be something as simple as, I really enjoy incorporating a minute of laughter into someone's day. That's a personal favorite of mine, by the way. But I'm also passionate about the amplification of women of color voices, so I combine the two. When you listen to our show, There's elements of both upliftment through shared stories and laughter. Just be sure that your topic is relevant to your target audience and that it aligns with your business and brand goals. So, a couple things you can think about this step. Make a list of potential topics based around your niche and your interests, and don't overthink it. Just journal and journey through. Nurture that fuel within you because it's your gift. Now, I want to kind of sidebar here because along the way on our journey today, I'm going to be sprinkling a few quick tips in addition to our fundamental 5. So, here are some things that I'm incorporating that may assist you in the development of your show. Here's number 1. Before committing to a theme, check to see if there's enough for you to talk about. Try coming up with a list of at least 10 to 15 episode ideas. I found that once we, meaning my co-host and I, really brainstorm collectively around our own episode and collaborated about different episode ideas and centered in on our niche area, it really, really helped us to map out our show for success. We realized we had a lot we could talk about and incorporate. So I highly recommend doing this step, outlining your show topics and ideas. You may not use them all, but it gets you in this habit to always elevate your content game because good quality content is queen. And that is what drives your audience back to you. So always be in the habit of elevating your game. All right, so we're on our second question. As with most things in life, we have to ask ourselves the big why question. I always tell my clients to talk to yourself in your 5-year-old voice. I actually have a 5-year-old. And I say this because you want to ask yourself why over and over and over and over again. And then again, until you really get to the core of it. Why? Well, it's important. This is your golden ticket. This is your calm in the middle of your storm. This is your motivation to pick up your mic when you aren't feeling it. Because trust me, there are going to be days when you're not. But that's life. It's part of being human. And your why is the spine of your show. If you can articulate your reason for podcasting, it's going to be challenging for you to really, truly achieve success. So spend your time here as long as you need and clearly define it. Having clear goals early on will place you on a better path towards success as you better strategize your efforts. So things to think about. Are you looking to inform, entertain, influence, shock, educate, or a combination of these? What drives you to invest the energy and resources required to pursue this venture? Whatever it is, go for it, but definitely map it out. And while you're doing that, here are some additional things to think about. What's the energy of your show? How do you want your audience to feel after listening to your show? What's the key takeaway for them and for you? Do you want to establish a closer bond with your tribe? Do you want them to feel included, heard, celebrated? Do you want to make them laugh? Really think about everything. And I also want to say it doesn't hurt if your goal or part of your why is to increase your sales. Don't ignore this. If you're in business, profits are legit a goal. So don't downplay that. I just encourage you to spend some quality time here and really get those goals captured on paper. Now go write down those goals. All right, quick tip number 2. Well, look at that. It's a goal. I'm kickstarting your goal list for you. You're welcome. Okay, so go ahead and make the goal to commit to 6 months at minimum. Yep, I said 6 months, 26 weeks, or 183 days, however you want to word it. But stick to it when publishing new episodes. Now, I have good reasoning behind this. And one is, if you're spending your hard-earned money on this venture, as most of us are, at least get your money's worth. Make a commitment to yourself to really try to learn and grow and develop as you move through this, because there's some learning aspects to creating a show. So give yourself a goal to at least allow 6 months for that. And two, again, this just gives you time to get in a good rhythm. Find what you like about your show or like about podcasting or what you don't, and build up your show brand. So I have a commitment pledge for you. I want you to write this down. You ready? So write this commitment pledge down and recite it every day. I commit that I'm too legit to quit, at least for 6 months. I commit I'm too legit to quit. I commit I'm too legit to quit. Sing or recite every night before bed. That's my prescription for you. Okay, so now that you've gotten your show focus narrowed down and you've identified your why, we gotta find your listeners. Because a podcast without listeners is just recorded self-talk. And while I'm not judging, because there are a lot of conversations I have with myself that are gold, but that's not why we're here. So who are you trying or wanting to reach? You gotta know your audience. You may have the best content in the land, but you can't assume that people will flock to your show. Unfortunately, not many of us possess the magical powers of Beyonce to drop something without a moment's notice and the world stops. So at the start of this journey, you have to be able to clearly articulate your ideal listener avatar down to the very last detail. So let's sit with that for a moment. Begin with their age, gender, occupation, hobbies, how they spend their time. Make a list of their struggles or gaps. What interests them? Are they into TikTok videos, growing their own food supply, improving their Thai, marketing on a dime, or catching every Oscar-nominated film while traveling to a new city once a quarter? This may or may not be me. The point is, drill into the details of your core listener. Know what they need before they know what they need. Let me say that again. Know what they need before they know what they need. If you have a following or tribe now, build upon that momentum. Go directly to the source. Poll your followers. A quick poll could be a one-question poll that you create in IG or your Facebook stories. Or it could be a quick type form poll for, let's say, a drawing for a Chick-fil-A gift card or whatever your favorite gift card, insert there. You could also test your podcast out before you buy. Choose one of those topics on your list that you made. See how that came in handy? Mm-hmm. You're welcome. But test the waters with a Facebook Live, IG Live, YouTube, or LinkedIn Live. It's free. Use it. Be creative and think outside of the box and understand who you are reaching out to. You got to get to know who you want to know you. That's Yononomics 101. So quick tip number 3, research. Before you press the red button, you need to build an understanding of the industry you're entering, topic and audience related. Listen to a few podcasts that may be similar to yours. Identify what you like. It's okay to like other shows, even if they have the same competing interests. Because here's the thing. A burger is a burger, but a McDonald's burger is different from a Wendy's burger. Are y'all following me? Okay, translation. Your sauce is uniquely your own. What you possess authentically can't be duplicated, maybe imitated, but not duplicated. Identify what you like and also identify what's being left unsaid or undone, or could be done in a better way. That's your magic. Trust me, you aren't hurting anyone by listening to their show. I know I welcome all listeners to listen and evaluate my show, Melanated Conversations. I'll take that download. But this isn't about me. So yeah, think of it as your form of payment for market research in return. I mean, that's what I would do, but you do what you feel is best. Okay, we are approaching the finish line. Sisters, how y'all feeling? Brothers, y'all all right? Y'all still with me? Okay, let's carry on. Time is important. In some cases, time is money. So let's talk about it for a moment. I want to know, how much time are you personally willing to commit to the production and publishing of your show? The great thing about podcasting is that pretty much anyone can do it. The question really becomes how to do it and if you want to do it alone. Now, I'm not going to lie to you because one, I dislike liars, and two, I dislike liars. But you are going to spend some time in this thing, particularly if you want a high quality and successful show. Did you know that an average goal is about a 4-to-1 ratio for a podcast? So let me kind of explain what I mean by that. 4 minutes of work for every 1 minute of content. This means a well-presented 1-hour episode could take probably about 5 hours in total, 4 hours of preparation or post-production for 1 hour presenting. Yeah, it takes some time. And I will say the initial launch setup phase is where a high investment of your time and possibly money is required. I've listed a few things here on the slide that you can see. And in all fairness, some of these things aren't necessarily required or necessary for your show, but they all apply to me, so I include them all. And you may actually think of other things not listed, but the point is, you are giving birth to something that requires some tender loving care. Now, once you get a groove and rhythm with your production phases, this will all mellow itself out if you have systems built in place, which I highly recommend that you do. It will save you some stress and maybe some time in the long run if you create a system for mapping out your show and your process. And I've actually listed some things here, but I've also mapped out my own personal show production process along with my 5 recording process tips in a freebie that you can grab at the end of our session. So biggest takeaway here, you have to decide how much time and personal effort you're willing to invest or pay someone else to do on your behalf. Again, supporting small businesses are goals too now, so don't downplay that. If you can pay someone to do some of these things for you, go for it. Consider that option. Factor in your opportunity costs and decide how you will invest your time. All right, quick tip number 4. Please, please, please focus on the quality of your content. I know I probably said that before a few times now, but it just lets you know how important it is. I don't want you overwhelming or pressuring yourself to trying to put out this perfect show in your first few recordings. Because trust me when I say, pretty much every podcaster has that earlier episode, often the first few 3 or so, that they go back and listen to just to humble themselves or to see just how far they come. Case in point, you listen to my first episode, I still cringe from time to time because kiddos didn't understand the concept of quiet on the set midway through the broadcast. And my co-host and I, we didn't know we can turn up our mics. So yeah, you might have to actually turn up your volume all the way up to 100 or whatever the highest is for you because we didn't know. Sorry about that. But the message in that episode was captured and is what hooked our listeners. And you know what? That is what matters most. Okay, rounding up our fundamental 5 is knowing what's your podcast production style. What will your podcast setup look like? Are you considering the solo route? Do you want to incorporate guest contributors? Are you wanting to have more of a co-hosted show, something that is more conversational? Do you want a narrative style storytelling format? Are you looking for an interview style? Or, are you wanting to mix it up a little bit and have a combination of these things? The possibilities are endless. Do what you feel is best for you and your show, and go forth. Think about your show length as well. You can do a mini episode, long form content. Do you want to just hop on for just like 10 minutes every day? Or maybe you want to see where the conversation will take you and you just don't want to set a time. It can be long, it can be short. Again, possibilities here are endless. Do what works best for you in capturing everything from the essence of your message, as well as what your audience resonates most with. Lastly, I'll say, think about how often you want to publish new episodes. Now, I'm going to sidebar quickly here and say, consider the turnaround time for editing when you do this as well. The more frequent you are with turning episodes, the more frequent you're going to have to do the other styles of your production piece. And a big part of that is editing. And it could be research. So think about all those things too when you think about the flow in the publishing of your show. If you want to crank something out daily, God bless you if you do. Do that. You can even think about a weekly format, monthly, quarterly. Heck, you can even do something if there's a full moon. Again, possibilities are endless. There isn't a one-size-fits-all model for podcasting. You might notice some topics are better suited for either shorter or longer podcasts, and the same goes for publishing frequencies. Again, just look into what works best for you. Stay true to you. And our final quick tip for the day, number 5, which I just realized now that I've been giving you 5 of everything. I guess 5 is my number. Who knew? All right, so quick tip number 5. I know we covered a lot, but keep in mind that simplicity is often best. Don't overcomplicate things. We don't need you out here Teddy Rileying your show. And if you're unfamiliar by what I mean, just Google it. Start with the basics and build upon elements over time. So there we have it, my friends. Put all of those elements together and you're off to a wonderful start. I've included a mind map here because that's how my brain works. And this is just showing you how you can map all the pieces of the fundamental 5 together. And just because I'm a sucker for a quotable, I will leave you with this. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. I'm confident that going through these fundamental steps will set you up on a great path for success of your show. Now, you may return to your regular scheduled shopping session that you so graciously allowed me to interrupt. But before you go, because I like free things.
All right, I'm going to stop it there because the freebies aren't available because they were available for the people who attended the summit. But wasn't that amazing and wasn't that extremely valuable? And the thing I want to mention too, on top of the information being valuable and easy to digest, is culturally relevant, which we don't get a lot of times when we attend conferences or different virtual summits or everything like that. We don't get to see ourselves represented in the content, and we don't get to have like our inside jokes and things that we get as a culture represented in the content. And that's why it's so important to have content that is created by people who look like you, which is what you'll get at the Creatress Summit. You will get 5 days of sessions by women of color, for women of color, things that you can understand culturally, but also things that you can take and go and level up your business. So today is the last day. Cyber Monday comes to an end at 11:59 Pacific Standard Time because I'm in California. So you East Coast people have a little bit more time to shop if you do that. But today is the last day to save on your all access pass. This is the lowest price that it will ever be. It is going up. After this, you will have to pay more money. After this, it's a 65% saving. I did the math yesterday, but it's 65% savings on your all access pass. So get in there today. The link is in the comment, and I will go back and put it back in Again, for those of you who have missed it, but it's the last day, guys. Get in while you can. And yeah, that's what you'll get at the Creatress Summit, that and more, because we'll have networking events. We'll have a virtual expo hall this year where you'll be able to support women of color owned businesses and learn a little bit more about the women of color who are making moves in the entrepreneurial space. So we'll have that. We'll have so many other things. I can't give away too much because I don't want to ruin the element of surprise, but get in while you can. All right, y'all. I'm out because I'm going to be marketing all day. You will see me on Facebook and Instagram all day today, but I got to go do some more marketing. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment. Feel free to hop in my inbox. I'm happy to answer any questions. The link is in the comments on all spots, on my personal page, on the Facebook business page, and on YouTube if you're watching there. The link is there. Find it, buy your ticket. I'll see you at the summit. Have a good one.